What screams I'm very insecure? When you question yourself, do they actually like me or are they pretending to? Or when you think you're gonna bother other people if you talk to them, edit. Jesus Christ. I wasn't expecting so many replies. I hope you all are doing great. I used to be very insecure, so I'll go from my own experience. Lying about something to seem cool. It's very obviously a signal of insecurity because they don't like who they are now. All those people who post on Facebook those quotes that are like, "Don't worry about those who talk behind your back, they are behind you for a reason," or they tag themselves into any and every place including the doc's hospital, somewhere personal. Then when someone asks if they're okay, they reply with, "Don't ask Hans oxoxerg." So basically, people who live their lives through very active social medias, I suppose I'm trying to say. Just not shutting up about yourself. Constantly lifting yourself up and comparing yourself to others, while pushing them down. One-upping people constantly in conversations. When you're reading an Ask Reddit thread, to make sure you're not making it too obvious. People who always have to one-up you in everything. If you tell a story, they have a better one. If you buy something expensive, they have to be something even more expensive. Some people's whole life is trying to win some non-existent competition. Bragging about things not even in your control, like your parents' wealth. I deal with insecure moms a lot, either at the playground or mommy groups. They are insecure about what milestones their child is hitting and how they are doing as a mother. One of the biggest tells is when they brag about something that's clearly a lie, or even a partial truth. My 3-year-old is reading at a first grade level, okay, but he's eating grass right now and just pooped himself. You see it a lot on social media now. My 20-month-old is potty trained, having several accidents a day and needing a diaper whenever she sleeps is not potty trained. Yeah, moms are pretty judgy and many mommy groups are toxic, but most of can tell when you're lying and it screams insecure. Women that guard their men like a soldier. I was leaving an abusive relationship. My friend offered me a place to stay. The hitch was if she wasn't there and just her husband was, I had to leave. I got a hotel room. Not dealing with that. Being unnecessarily mean-spirited to people. Incapable of self-reflection. I've found that a lot of people on Twitter that feel the need to post about how great of a person they are and they have nothing but good intentions are usually the most toxic people I've seen. People who feel the need to judge everyone in a negative light and who only want to see the worst in others so they can feel better about themselves. It just shows how unhappy they truly are. People whose self-esteem is so low that they can't stand the sight of people with high self-esteem, so they will try to break down anyone they perceive as more successful than them. When a group of this type of people comes together, a major crab bucket mentality arises and they will target people perceived as highly competent or successful for bullying, gossip, false rumors, and other things that should have been wiped out after elementary school. As an insecure person, I find it hard to look people in the eyes. I also find it hard to tell any stories about myself, because I'm afraid people will think I'm lying, or that I won't be part of the group because of personal differences. I always think everyone is better than me. I can see all the good in everybody, but I know that they see all the bad in me. Insecure people stand in the corner and don't join the group. Join Facebook profiles. Posting what you're up to every day on social media. Seen. Gets a notification on phone. XGF. Who's chatting to you now? Me. It's a game notification. Goes to show comes back to find GF going through every message, email and WhatsApp. Does that scream I'm insecure? Edit 1. Thanks for the responses. I got out of that relationship last year and I'm dating someone of a far better mind and someone who trusts me. Edit 2. I coded my phone. She figured it out. Then I used my fingerprint. Edit 3. My ex was very insecure and would often follow and check my every move. Edit 4. I will respond as best I can. The more you talk about how good you are in bed and how many women you've fucked, the less I believe you. Clicking on this post to see if any of the top comments are things you do. BF. Alright, I'm going to work, babe. GF. You better not be fucking with bitches at work. lovey-dovey relationship posts and the king-queen posts on FB. If you have to advertise that your relationship is that great, it's probably not that great. Replaced probably with probably too. The people demanded probably be put back. E2A. I also could have worded this better, and didn't expect the type of traction this comment received. I normally try not to lump everything together, as not everyone does it, and saying things like most and all doesn't really work when there are over 7 billion people on this planet. I have a small sample size of FB friends, like 0.0000000000001% of the population. Even myself has posted sappy stuff to FB, but it's a rare occurrence for me. The above comment was geared towards people who post all the time about being in a perfect relationship. I'm sorry if I offended people with my opinion. 3. Pet tax. I mostly see this at work. People who are in upper management and treat people like garbage just because they can. Being unnecessarily mean, rude or bitter to people. Treating new employees like garbage just because you're threatened they might take your job someday. Trying to dominate conversations. Not to be confused with just being a charismatic person. Bullying people. You don't try to bring other people down if you truly feel good about yourself. I only get along with guys. Other girls hate me. Banning Winnie the Pooh because someone said you looked like him. I bought a mattress the other day and the salesman had a chin strap and blue flames tattooed up his arms. When I finished checking out, he came up behind my mom and I and said, very seriously, just so you know, people call me Firearms. Later that same day, my dad and I were in the parking lot at Lowe's and a guy with spiked hair pulled into the parking lot in a convertible blasting Crazy Bitch by Buck Cherry. I like to think he and Firearms were separated at birth. Constantly wedging humble bragging into conversations. Oftentimes, people don't know the difference between telling it like it is and just being flat out mean. People who tell it like it is only give their opinion when it is warranted because they would want someone to tell them the truth instead of dancing around it. However, some can cross this line and just be straight up rude. While using this same reasoning, those who tell it like it is are secure. Those who are unnecessarily mean are insecure. Not exactly a direct answer to your question, but I've always thought this and wanted to share. Windows XP. A password made up on only lowercase letters. Using your internal fear as a reason not to do something. Hate your job? You don't apply for any others because you are scared of being rejected, or that you don't deserve a better job in a terrible relationship? You stay because you are scared of being alone. That kind of insecurity is the worst because it affects nearly everyone. Reading this thread hoping nothing applies to you. Immediately getting defensive whenever you try to help them. Banning a Disney character from your country just because an university student said it looks like you. Being overly nice and being a yes man to make other people happy. Also having no opinions. Can't handle being told they're wrong or ignorant about something. People who automatically assume that if you disagree with them, you must have a subjective, personal reason to do so, if possible even related to your own insecurities. Simply not true. A huge lifted truck without any discernible work purpose being extremely aggressive in traffic. Anything Eleanor does in The Good Place. So well done. Truck nuts. When people have and insist on constantly checking on their so via some tracking app on their phone, it's one thing to have it and use it in case of emergency, but using it while out with your friends to make sure he's actually at work is creepy and super insecure. Rolling coal. Dismissing people before they dismiss you. Living in the suburbs and getting a giant lifted pickup truck for the sole purpose of intimidating other drivers and driving like a jackass. HTTP. Not being able to walk anywhere alone. I am not talking about walking alone at night, but if you are not able to walk to the bathroom or another class alone, you have a problem. Saying I'm kidding after every joke or joke attempt. Jealousy. Me when I scream I'm very insecure. Insecurity can manifest itself in many ways, including but not limited to being shy, not introverted, consistently wearing clothes that conceal the body, like wearing the same jumper to school every day year round, wearing a hairstyle that conceals the face, eyes looking down away from people, not participating in social media and or group conversations because of fear of rejection, always being exceptionally nice or being exceptionally cunty, particularly around things they are sensitive about, like if they feel inferior about their grades they will slag off other poor performers, or they may try to drag others down with them by general bullying depending on what their personality is like. Not all insecure people are bullies, we are all insecure about something at some time in our lives. NBD, really. Posting photos with your so on Facebook every day claiming how madly in love you are and how perfect each other is. No joke, most people have a habit of listing their insecurities in the first few lines they will talk to you. If someone feels the need to describe themselves after they meet you, it's a very safe bet everything they list is an insecurity. Well, I'm a really nice person, I'm really smart, etc.